Hey guys, good afternoon. This is Banster for Life here. So I have a few updates and then I wanted to talk about something that's very important to me. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Okay, my son's next to me. So yesterday I did my second full 5-mile race, and it was a Shamrock race. The first one I did was for Valentine's Day, and that was a sweetheart run, and it was a full 5-mile, and I did it in 1 hour and 26 seconds. And this year I finished, I'm just looking for my picture real quick, I finished in 56 minutes exactly. 56 minutes. There's a picture of me for all those that don't have me on Facebook. You're able to finish line. Yay! So yes, it was definitely a good time. I went with my 19-year-old son and his girlfriend, and I actually beat him too, so that was awesome. He actually is in college, but his high school years he actually ran track, but he only did short distances. So to do a long distance was a lot for him. I am still at goal. I actually am under goal. 154 was my goal weight, and today I'm 153.4. So I'm still on point. Like I had said before, I am absolutely not changing anything that I am doing. I'm still eating right. I am still doing what I have to do. I have incorporated weight training at this time. I met with a weight training lady today. She actually helps rehab people at the YMCA. So she got me set up on the machines at the YMCA, and I'm going to do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe if I feel like it one time during the weekend. And it will be a half-hour session where I'm going through these things, and I'll be working on biceps, triceps, all upper body stuff, and also working with the weight bar. I forgot exactly what you call it, but it's a system where you pull it up and it's a secure system. I'll be doing push-ups, sit-ups, and I will also be working on pull-ups. So first I'm going to start with 30% of my weight, and then I'm going to go on from there. So I'm doing great. I have also started to implement a lot of stuff in my household. My children, we are on a very fixed budget to begin with. So my children don't get a lot of snacky items. We don't eat a lot of carbs here because I'm the mid breadwinner and I'm not working right now. So I choose not to have a whole bunch of macaroni and cheese, potatoes, starchy vegetables. And if it's processed and in a box, with me learning on how to be healthier and eat better, we just don't need that kind of stuff. If it's processed, if it's in a box, if it's carby, anything like that, my children don't need. I mean, there's certain cancers that you can get from it. There's all sorts of stuff that you can get from it. And our bodies don't need it. It slows us down. It doesn't keep us to have the energy during the day. And so I am definitely getting my kids to eat better as well. So we don't eat a lot of boxed products. There might be a few in there. There might be one thing of macaroni and cheese. There might be one thing of quinoa. There might be one thing of rice. And one thing of noodles, and that's if I'm not home and my other kids need to incorporate dinner and it's quick and easy for them, there's one box of each, but that's about it. And I absolutely do believe that, you know, you're not going to totally take everything out of your life. You're not going to all of a sudden say, ho, 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 gung-ho, and I'm all done. I don't believe in that neither, but for me, moderation is definitely not a key for me. I cannot bring stuff back into my life. I can't bring a cookie back in. I can't bring the ice cream back in. Maybe a different form of ice cream, whether it's yogurtly, you know, made, or something like that, maybe, but the refined sugars need to go out of my life. They're not doing any good for me, and they're definitely not doing any good for my children. And the other thing is, I'm going to be teaching my children habits. So if I'm getting those cookies, crackers, candies, it's not teaching them anything. It's actually teaching them that this is okay, and it's going to be okay to be obese. And I don't want my children to go through that. I want to be able to teach them the right way. So here's just some pictures of my fridge. There's bananas, plums, oranges. You'll see a whole bunch of healthy stuff in there. Pears, strawberries. That's my cheeses, so they have different cheese sticks that they can choose from, and meats. I don't know what that is a picture of. Just different meats, turkey sausages and stuff like that. There's yogurts for them to grab every morning before they go to school. There's milk, orange juice, just like a regular fridge, and there was some turkey sausage there. And then this is also like the meat for tonight. I pre-package it and I keep it in there so it's nice and cool. But I only do, they get one serving of each. And that's about it. That is my fridge, and that's how we keep our fridge. Matter of fact, if they have fruits and veggies, look what they tend to go to, fruits and veggies. If there was snacks in there, I'm sure they would go to snacks. But this is my son right now, and what is he eating? Strawberries, because what is in there and what's only available for him to have? Strawberries. Okay, so I want to get on with Food Matters is having a 10-day, it's called Hungry for Change. And it's a take action kind of a, there's experts up there that, there's one lady who had cancer. There's different kinds of people that are up there, and they are trying to teach you in the next 10 days, I think it's like the 23rd through the 31st, on different ways and habits to start eating more natural and getting the refined sugars and carbs and all that out your system so that you are eating properly. If it comes off of a tree or if it comes out the ground, absolutely it's great for you. Of course, you know, meats and stuff like that you're going to eat. Some of them are vegetarian, so they don't. But fats and sugars, when we taste something with sugar, it makes you want more, is what I learned on this. 1/3 of all women and 1/4 of all men are on diets all the time. That's really, really big. We are in the world of abundance. We're made to look, and the foods are made to look and to smell better to attract you to them. And what I mean by abundance is the hunter back in the days, it was either feast or famine. And what they would do, if it was feast, they would have a whole bunch of meat, and they would have the veggies, and they would have stuff like that, and they would be able to eat that. And if it was famine, obviously it wasn't around them. Well, the society today, we go into a grocery store, and there's tons of colors. There's tons of stuff for us to buy in boxes, and we don't necessarily read the backs of the boxes. We do look for the calories, proteins, and carbs, but now in my life I'm going to be looking at the ingredients that are in those boxes. So did you know that General Mills cereal Total Blueberry and Pomegranate cereal does not have one blueberry or a pomegranate in it? Certain labels and makers are actually able to put these on the box, and they're not even in the box. So that is just a key. If you look at your cereals and your pastas and your rices and they say healthy, and you turn that box around and there's words that you can't even describe, that probably means that it's not healthy. And once again, just like the General Mills, it says that there's pomegranates and blueberries in the cereal, and you turn around and look at the ingredients, there's not. There's not one blueberry or one pomegranate in the cereal. Diets, they talk about diets, and they say that they have failure systems in the diets. They will get you to lose a few pounds the first few weeks or 2 or 3 weeks, but that's about it. So it's kind of like a trap. You want to learn, you want to lose the weight so much, and you don't get to. You start it, but you don't get to. Why? Because there's failure in it, because they get you to eat the carbs, they get you to eat the processed foods, and take these certain pills that aren't good for you. You have to reprogram your mind. They talk about sugar being almost like a cocaine, because when you take that little bit of sugar and you put it in you, you want more sugar. The average person has 20 teaspoons of sugar daily. 20 teaspoons of sugar daily. I'm going quick because we're already at 10 minutes. We are fed by starving ourselves to death because we're eating sugar and we're hooked on the sugar, so you want more sugar. I saw a picture of there were farmers that ate mostly fruits, veggies, and meat, and then there was the average person from the city who spent the same amount of money but had this sugar and refined products and were obese. Why were they obese? Because they weren't getting the proper nutrients that they needed to go in their system like farmers did, and native people did, and people back in the day did, because they didn't have those processed products. Well, now that they're there, we say that we need them, or we're just going to have a little bit in moderation, and what it does us, it doesn't give us the nutrients, so we're always hungry. We're constantly hungry. We don't know how to not be hungry, and we're so focused on these calories in, calories out, instead of focusing on our fruits, our vegetables, our salads. Yeah, have a little bit of salad dressing, but look and see what's in there. Like I said, we're overfed by actually starving ourselves because it's all processed food. There's sugars in there, and we're not full. So our body doesn't know how to make that stop to keep it full. When we see calories, choices are fatty or sweet, and that means we want more. And it's really not our fault. It's the companies out there that are making these targeted chips, cookies, crackers that we think that we can eat in moderation, and really we can't. And you don't get full from it. You just absolutely don't get full. And, you know, there's no magic bullet into eating healthier. But I think what happens is, if you take balance your action. So if you take action and balance your body and balance your food one thing at a time, and take one thing out at a time, you can do this. Like I said, there's no magic bullet. You know, but you can get it out of your life forever. You can actively work on getting these cookies, crackers, chips, candies, sodas, and stuff out of your system. Just like back in the day when they put more nicotine and more additives into cigarettes to get people hooked on them. They're doing that in our foods. They're doing that in our chips, our cookies. That's why we like certain cookies all the time. That's why we like these light Kellogg's light stuff. We think it's fat free, we think it's light, but if you look in it, there's still sugars in there. There's still nutrients in there. There's still stuff in there that keeps us hungry and doesn't give us that full stop feeling. Sugar also, just so FYI, sugar also feeds cancer. So it makes cancer more prevalent. Simple sugars. So cut your sugars totally. But obviously you'll have to take the action and do it one at a time. You're not going to totally, you know, give up and say, I'm done with sugar, I'm done with refined sugar. No, you're going to take something. The next time you go to the store, you're not going to buy it. You're going to buy a fruit instead. You're going to buy a veggie instead. Slowly but surely. You want to make sure that you're balancing your blood sugar. Low glycemic fruits and vegetables, not just any fruits and vegetables. You know, you're going to start off starting to eat healthy, but you want to make sure that they're low glycemic fruits and vegetables. Look them up. If it's not made in a garden, try to stay away from it. You know, I know it's hard. I'm one of those people I love Cool Whip. But what am I going to do? I'm going to try to actively balance my life and get the things that I am eating regularly out of my life so that I'm eating more natural. Breads, sugars, table salts even tell your brain that we are hungry. And because you're not getting that stop feeling, you're going to keep on feeling that you're hungry. These nutrients are in proteins and plant-based products that will make you feel full. Let's see. In the grocery store, we get confused by the food-like products because they're not really food. If they have lifelong shelf life, if they're more than a month, if they're more than a week, and the Twinkies that don't have an expiration date, or certain things that are good until next month, don't eat them. MSG products are 80% of our foods, and they're actually renamed in the ingredients. So it might not say no MSGs, but it will say certain items in there that actually, are still those bad oils that are not good for you. The right kind of fats are good for you, so look up those. Avocados. You want to look up those things, those natural ingredients. And I guess my message for today is, we're at 14 minutes, but my message for today is, today's Sunday, it's a new week. Go out when you go grocery shopping, make a change. You can do this for your body, you can do this for your kids. And look at those ingredients in those boxes. If they have a long shelf life, if those cookies, crackers, and candies, if they have a long shelf life, don't put them in your mouth. That means they are not natural. They actually keep these in your boxes so that they can last longer and taste just the same. Not good, guys. Go get fruits, vegetables. I'm trying to make the change. Today is day 1 of my change. We are trying to change in my family. So please, next time you go shopping, look at the ingredients and say to yourself, do I know what that ingredient is? Take care. Bye.